Hi guys, Dave Pinson here, Philippine Bible Ministries. Today I wanna talk about my YouTube channel again, just for a minute. And I want to say something that I've said before, but I just want to say it again. It bears repeating. God is my algorithm. So recently I posted a video that says nobody's watching this. And because I was sad because people quit watching my videos. For a while I had 20, 30 people a week. 30 people a week watching my videos, which for me is great because I don't I'm not a big fan of the big movements and look, there's a big movement over here, thousands of people, and this church had 10,000 people, blah blah blah. I'm not a big fan of that because I think God speaks to the individual in a still small voice, and there's a way to evangelize the world one person at a time, and then multiplication and all that. I really believe that, right? But sometimes I doubt it. Sometimes I want the world. I want the fame. You know, I do. I mean, I want thousands of people to watch these videos. I believe that I can touch people, and I believe that through the Lord, not me, but I believe that God can use me. He can use anyone. He uses the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. Well, I'm 100% in that boat. Who else would sell everything they have and leave their family and move over to the Philippines? Unless they were a fool. But I thought about something because as I was going through this, every now and then the Lord will put me in the hollow of His hand. He'll put me in over here for a minute. He'll set you aside and He'll say, "Now what? Do you still trust me? Do you trust me when I remove like Job, but not like Job. I'm not going through that. But do you still trust me, David? Will you leave me too, as He said to Peter? You're going through this moment." And then at the top of it all, we had a death in the family, which my wife and I were firmly convinced, as well as a couple of close family members, that everything was going to be fine. And then it wasn't, not the way we thought. So as I'm going through this, and I'm like, man, I don't know what's going on. Nobody wants to watch my videos anymore. And I felt like the contact was in some way, the contact was even better. Like, oh, what's going on here? Like, it's not like I'm pulling punches. It's not like anything's really changed. I mean, I don't know. I would watch me. I think I can't find other people out there that are saying what I'd love to. That's why I still listen to the old guys. Ravenhill, I listen to a lot of Ravenhill on YouTube. Some of the guys I don't listen to anymore because to me they've lost their punch. Like, I don't want to get into that too much. But I can understand why people will quit watching things. And maybe I'm saying the same thing over and over. People are tired of it. I don't know. But I thought about this. I saw this ad on Facebook about getting people to watch your YouTube channel or your media, whatever it's called, social media, and it's like watch this, watch. So I was watching. I got caught up in it. I was following the trail. How many people do you want to get? 10,000 people? Oh, just follow this, follow this. I said, just give us $19.95, aka 1,000 pesos, and I'll be able to get you this. This is just it's a one-time deal. You don't have to worry about it. Just try it out. See what happens. I thought, watch, try that out. It's only $19.95, and I don't have a lot of extra money, but I could probably do that one time. And thinking about it, and then this thing in the back of my mind says, the Lord already told you. You already know that you're not supposed to do this. He already told me, just so you know, between you and me and the bookshelf over here. The Lord told me a long time ago that I'm not supposed to promote anything. I don't. I try not to. Like, I'm not supposed to ask for money. I'm not supposed to pay for advertising. I'm not supposed to do any of that stuff. I'm not supposed to live a worldly life. I'm not supposed to buy those books, 40 Days of Purpose, or the same guy. I don't want to talk about him, but he has a lot of books on how to grow your church and how to be a big famous person and how to have and he actually got that from a worldly guy, and that's a whole other story. But I'm not about that. And I feel like the Lord is the one who will do it. The Lord is the one that will send me whatever I need. I need finances. I need this. I need that. We need to trust the Lord in this. Look at the lilies of the field. They don't they don't reap, neither do they sow, but God takes care of them. So I felt like a long time ago, the Lord told me, I'll be your algorithm. And as long as you reach one person, like I'm always saying this. So this is what I know in my heart. I know that that's not right. But then I brought it up to my wife because she's the one who's J. Vernon McGee, one of my favorite old time Bible guys. J. Vernon McGee. He's still on the Christian radio in the U.S., I'm sure of it. But he said, God gave us wives to keep us humble. So whenever I already know what her answer is going to be. Say, look, honey, I thought about this. She goes, no, that's not what you're about. You're about the individual thing. You're about the one-on-one. You're about the still small voice. Even if I only have one person watching my videos, it's okay. If I can reach one person for Christ, and that person is a disciple of Jesus Christ, and that person wants to grow in the not just the knowledge, but the faith and the walk of Christ, and to give their lives for others and to reach this world for Christ, then my life is complete. Same thing about the Philippines. If I could just, I'm getting ready to start a pray for this, guys. I'll close with this. I know this is sort of off topic, but God's getting ready to start another thing in the ministry. I believe He wants me to start a Bible training Bible training class, a Bible training evening or whatever. I think evening. And so I'm going to invite the people that I see that seem to be the more serious students of all of my students. Other people can show up. Anybody can show up, but you have a feeling in your heart that the people that show up just for fun, they're not going to stick with it. So I'm going to invite like a handful. I've got five or six in mind. I'm going to invite to come to do this Bible training thing to raise them up. Not just a Bible study, where you get in their heart and all that, but a Bible training to teach them how to study the Bible, and then how to teach the Bible, and then prayer. So those are the things. Those are the three things we're going to focus on. First, how to study the Bible and pray. Second, how to teach the Bible. Once we get into some simplistic ways that we could study Scripture and teach them how to study Scripture and have them go through maybe having to study it. I've never done this before. So pray that this will like this is why I'm here anyway. So that's what we're going to do anyway. So I might as well start with a handful because we're looking for the Lord to raise up some people here. I'm not going to get into all the details, but God put it on my wife and I's heart. There's a purpose for us being here, and I don't necessarily expect to die here in the Philippines. So we're looking for God to raise people up, or even send people from the U.S. to join. Both actually, but I almost feel like the raising up of the local person is a better way. If I could get somebody though from the States or anywhere really, anywhere, anybody who's watching this that feels maybe God will call you here, maybe not, probably not, but that's what we're praying for. So I'm praying for the next phase of the ministry as I let God be my algorithm, and as I'm trying to trust Him to raise people up. Because one thing we don't want disciples of David Pinson. We want disciples of Jesus. So as we dig into what are the essential, necessary things that people can learn here, that we can work with all these different churches or non-church people to follow Jesus. So that's what it's all about. Let Him be your algorithm. You follow Him. Don't expect Him. Okay, I said I will close with that. I'll close with this. We always think that God will lead us to success. And when we say success, it's always a worldly thing. Financially, ministry will grow. We'll start this. We'll raise, big, 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 big. But God is not about that stuff. He's about raising us up individually. And then it will be done. I'm not saying that's not going to happen, but that is not. The success that comes in here. The abundant life comes in here as we start to follow Christ with all of our heart, mind, and soul. And as we accept whatever happens, whether it's nothing or it's big or small, whatever it is, we just try to accept it and we lean on it, and then we just love others as Christ loved us. God bless you guys. Ta-ta for now.